edit things out. So if I'm silent for a little while, it's because I'm not ready. Okay, I'm about to start. Hey guys, it's Jayla. Welcome back to my channel, and today I have a special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, but this is my Spelman sister / YouTube sister 4L. What is this? This is my friend Loni Love. And Loni, go ahead and introduce yourself and your channel.
All right. Hello everyone. My name is Lonice, but you could call me Loni, Loni Love, okay. Miss Love, any of that. It's cool with me. This is my sis Jayla, and I'm so excited to be collabing with her on this video. And y'all, she's so sisterly, and I just love Jayla, period. So this is an honor to even be doing this with her. Okay?
And I just love Loni, so it's gonna be great. So to explain how this is gonna work, this is a 2-part video, and the second part is gonna be on Loni's channel, which I will link in the description box and also put on the screen at the end. So make sure you watch this video and then head over to her channel to see the rest, because we got some good questions today.
Yes.
So if you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen our questions post. We put a question sticker in there just to see what kinds of questions you all had about Spelman and college in general. So we used a few of those questions to make this list and then kind of formulated some of our own. So stay tuned to see the questions we have today. Okay, so question 1, if you could do college all over again, what would that experience look like? And just to give you guys a disclaimer, Loni and I are both class of 2019. Shout out to 2019. Best to ever do it.
Okay.
We did graduate 2 years ago now. So things were a little different for us when we were freshmen and sophomores. So we're just gonna be talking about our experiences, but take our advice and answers with a grain of salt. Okay, so Loni, if you could do college over again, would you change your experience? Would you want it to happen different?
Yes.
Or would it be the same? Okay, yes.
So I would change it. I really would have majored in pre-med, something pre-med, because
like biology.
Yes, like biology or something like that. Because if I could rewind time, I would have been on the track to become an OBGYN. I did major in psychology, but I did love psychology, but I really wish I would have took the pre-med track and became an OBGYN if I could change all over again.
In college, I was econ the majority of the time. I started as math freshman year, and then sophomore year I switched to econ. Econ is hard, and if I could do my college experience all over again, I would probably major in something that I would enjoy, like international studies maybe, or English, because a lot of the job market thing is really who you know and your network, and I didn't know that in college.
Definitely your network.
Yeah, so we got the same answer. We both had different majors for different reasons, but we're still here and pushing, so it's okay. All right, so question number 2 on my list is, what were some of your favorite things to do while on campus? That's a funny question because I did a lot of fun things off campus, but I mean, let's start with like, how many years did you stay on campus?
I stayed on campus for 2 years. Freshman and sophomore year, those are like, I feel like the main years that they really want you to stay on, but I didn't make it in the junior lottery to even be able to have a place on campus junior year, so
that's tough.
Yeah, only 2 years.
2 years. I stayed on campus all 4 years. I don't know how that.
Really?
Girl, yeah.
I didn't know senior year you stayed on campus.
Yes,
I stayed in the suites because I didn't want to drive home back and forth.
Oh, we didn't know each other. That's funny because we didn't know each other that well in college.
But now
we good. So I stayed on campus the longest out of the 2 of us, and I think I did regular things like hang out in the student center, like Lower Manly or Upper Manly. I met friends a lot there. I think something we have in common is we utilize the wellness center heavily. So what are some of the things you did?
I loved the yoga, spin class. They actually had a boxing class too.
Ooh.
Really loved that, and like some Zumba. It was nice. The different fitness classes that they had was really like good, entertaining, and just helped us balance and ease out the stress.
Your boxing, did you take the actual 4 credit classes or just like the?
It was like an evening class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where you could just go.
What'd you do for your PE credits?
PE? Oh, I did yoga. I did step aerobics. Step aerobics was fun. Like the little mat, you step on it, step down. I love that.
Oh, that sounds so fun. I couldn't get in. That class was full.
because it was fun.
Girl, I took African dance, child.
Oh, that sounds fun too.
African dance with my tail. Let's talk about that. It was at 8 o'clock in the mornings. Because I couldn't get in the 9:25.
How many days a week?
Just 2.
Okay.
2 days, but it was an hour and 15 minutes of dance, push-ups and stuff. So that was really fun. And I did boxing from my other class. The PE classes are fun. I would not recommend taking walking and jogging unless you like to run.
I heard about that.
I would not take that class unless you are a runner. My friend did cross country in high school, so that was good for her. But yeah, like the yoga, that's good. The African dance, that's a little much, but that was good. I got in shape, so. So question number 3 on my list is how much was the tuition, which is a very popular question. Because as we know, Spelman is expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, she is a private college, so that does come with high tuition. So when we started, it was what, 45?
45. It was 45 when we started.
In 2015.
But
it just steadily goes up. So now I think it's probably getting close to 50, getting a little close to where Morehouse's tuition is. I would recommend, you know, looking into outside scholarships, of course, but in terms of Spelman, definitely try to be friends and be cordial with the financial aid office to see what ways they can help you out. Because Spelman is very expensive.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish I did. Take advantage of that financial aid office and like really be in there, create bonds with them so that they can look out for you.
So they can look out for you, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that just goes with building your network. Be nice and be kind to the people that are there to help you, because then they will do that. So question number 4, what was the hardest thing y'all had to adjust to while being at Spelman? As we all know, college is an adjustment. You're becoming an adult, you're away from your parents. A lot of us at Spelman come from like different parts of the country or the world. So a lot of us were far from our families. You can go first. What was the biggest thing you had to deal with, the hardest thing?
So definitely distance from my parents, but also creating a balance. Like I always wanted to be on top of my grades, still like social, and still like, you know, trying to maintain and have a good mental and physical health. So it was just trying to find that balance. That balance was very hard for me, and I wound up getting sick because I couldn't get a good balance. So definitely balancing, that was really hard.
Yeah, you can really make yourself sick by overextending yourself. I mean, the culture in the AUC in general is like go, 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 accolades, accolades.
Right.
And it's just
get it up, no rest, no sleep.
No rest.
Right.
It's pressure, and I mean, you have to like. That's another lesson I learned was like listen to yourself, know your own limits, because you don't have to be like the girl that stay on the 3rd floor at.
Right.
You don't have to, you know, be yourself and go at your own pace. I think for me, the hardest thing I had to deal with was the culture shock. If you subscribe to my YouTube, you probably already know that I went to high school and most of middle school in Iowa. In Iowa, at least when I was there, I moved there in 2008 and was there to 2015. So when I moved there, the Black population was probably like 0.3%. It was very, very small, and I came from Dallas, Texas. I was very used to going to school with Black kids and Latino kids, and came to Iowa, and it was majority white, and then I came to Spelman, and it was like, whoop. It was an adjustment because I went from being the Black girl in my high school to the light-skinned Black girl, and like the girl, I was like, you know, it was these different characteristics that Black people put on each other. Right. And so I had to learn a new sense of identity. I had to like adjust to the people from the DMV. I didn't know what y'all was saying at the time. The DMV or from like Florida. I had to really like train my ears to understand.
Don't get it. And Atlanta.
And Atlanta. Atlanta especially.
So strong.
Ooh, Atlanta. You have to really like read lips, lean in. It took me a while to adjust to that. So yeah, all that to say, it was a culture shock because not only that, but people from Atlanta and everywhere were coming to this one location, and it was like everybody's so different. I'm thinking HBCU, we all Black, we all women, but everybody's so different. Like, I had to realize that we're not all the same. We're so diverse as Black women. Alrighty, so question 5. As an incoming freshman, how does transportation look? trying to get to class. So walking to class is what everybody does on Spelman's campus, but if you should have class at Clark or Morehouse, we do still walk for cross registration.
Yeah, you walk.
We walk. I mean, it's not that far.
It's not that far. It's a triangle. That's how I always explain it. It's a triangle.
It's a triangle.
Clark, Spelman, Morehouse.
It sure is. It sure is. Clark feels a little big, but we're pretty close knit as an AUC. So if you cross register to another university, you just walk. But I think we still should touch on the parking situation because that's confusing. I didn't have a car on campus ever, but you did, right?
So I didn't live on campus when I had a car, but I did come to campus for classes.
Okay, right.
And I parked in the parking deck. I paid daily, or sometimes if I did not want to pay, because that starts to add up, I would park kind of far in an apartment complex area and walk to Spelman because I was not trying to pay a whole bunch of money for parking. But some people do pay for parking in the parking garage at Morehouse or Spelman.
In terms of paying for parking on campus, because there are people who live in the dorms and also have a car and want to pay to keep their car on campus, you can park at Spelman or you can park at Morehouse. And that sounds like it's real far, but the parking decks are like this. So, I mean, they're not that far walking wise. But to park at Morehouse is $40, which most people do because it's cheaper, $40 a semester, and then a park at Spelman is $70, at least when we were there. It might be higher now, but but that's just to give you a little bit of an insight of the difference parking at different schools, but like I said, they're fairly close. Question 6, are classes air conditioned? That's an important question because if you all know Spelman, you know they don't give us air in the freshman dorms.
Better have them fans.
Better have them fans. I mean, check out my Spelman video that I have on dorms. I'll put it in my description box and tell you all where I got my Lasco fan because it felt like an in-unit air conditioning.
Okay.
You need that. Most of the academic buildings are pretty well air conditioned. Definitely the Cosby building.
Yeah.
Definitely the Science Center. But freezing. Bring a jacket to class. But in terms of like Giles and the Fine Arts, those buildings tend to be a little bit hotter in the summer months, just so you know, and it's really because they're older. So that's why the dorms don't have air, because they haven't been renovated for real since the 50s when they were open.
Right.
So, so short answer, yes, classes are air conditioned. So question number 7 is about standardized testing. So people at Spelman and Morehouse either take the ACT or the SAT. And like I said, I'm from Iowa. I went to high school in Iowa and I took the ACT.
I went to high school in Maryland and I took the SAT.
You know, I studied for the ACT for like some years, so I will never forget what I got on that exam because it took me, or test, it took me a long time to study. I know out of 36, I made like a 26, and that really helped me. A lot of y'all asked me about my GPA in high school, which wasn't that great. But my GPA in high school was a little subpar for Spelman, but what helped me was my standardized test scores and my recommendation letters. But yeah, my standardized test scores and rec letters helped me because, as I told y'all in my How I Got Into Spelman video, which I'll also plug below, I told you all about my summer program after high school, which was kind of imperative for my minutes into Spelman. But when they asked for my semester grades and any rec letters I had, that really was what sent me through. So definitely make sure if you're like a freshman in high school trying to prepare, make those connections with your teachers because that will help you in the long run. That's me. I got into Spelman, I think, based on my test scores and rec letters, but you're a little different, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually got into Spelman with my GPA. My test scores weren't that high because I'm not a good test taker. Like, I have really bad anxiety. When I sit down and take a test, like, I just panic and I can't focus or remember anything that I previously taught, learned, or any of that. So I'm really good with, right. So my GPA and my essays and my recommendation letters, those are the things that like help push me towards Spelman.
Yeah, the essay. The essay is important. One thing I wish I would have done different was go to my school's writing center. If y'all have writing centers, have them look over your stuff. All right, so number 8, the final question on this list is, what was you all's least favorite and most favorite memories from school? And originally I was gonna be like, maybe we should just make this senior year because it feels like it's been so long since we've been Spelman students. But we had to go back in the archives. I think we got something. So, Lana, you go first. What was your most favorite school memory?
My most favorite would be strolling on my freshman stroll team. It was so lit. So basically for our dorms, we had like certain names. I stayed in Manley Hall, Omega Nu, period. We strolled, we stepped, we danced, we had a good time. And it was like a sisterhood. So I loved being on the stroll team.
Wait, can you talk a little bit more about stroll? Like, you have competitions and like what kind of things?
Okay, so we have competitions, we have dorm wars,
colors.
Right. Colors. Mine was mainly purple. We also did like stroll off competitions where we were like purple and silver and black. I remember we got a shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. We were pink and blue.
I like pink.
Y'all don't want no pink and blue. Y'all don't want none. And if you want some pink and blue, come get you some. That was outside the door. Like. So for me, my most favorite memory had to be my last Founders Day. I love Founders Day, but the last one just really got me. Because what Founders Day is, Spelman, if you don't know, is very rich in history and tradition, and we really hold that near and dear to our hearts, even like post-graduation into alumnihood. So Spelman was founded in 1881. We are the 135th class to ever do it at Spelman College, period. What we do every year in April is celebrate Founders Day. Our founders are Harriet E. Giles and Sophia, not Sophia, B. Packard. Period. We celebrate that every year in April. So we wear the white dress and the black shoes, and we celebrate with like having cake and different things around campus. Founders Week is really lit, but for seniors, it's kind of bittersweet because it's your last one as a college student and all of that. So I really wanted to go to Spelman because, and you'll hear a little bit about this in Lonnie's video, but because of the rich history and tradition that Spelman holds. And so to have a whole day and a whole week dedicated to that, just, I'm such a sentimental person with those things. So Founders Day, especially for grads, was my favorite memory. Now, the other side of things, what was your least favorite memory about college?
My least favorite memory definitely was freshman year. I did a pageant. And I didn't really know what pageants consisted of. I didn't know like the rundown, and I got put in the pageant 2 days before. And I did the best that I could, but I did not win at all. But guess what?
What happened?
Girl did her research, and guess what? That following year, I did the Kappa pageant, and guess what? Your girl won.
I know that's
her. Bounce back hard. Bounce back hard. Don't play. Okay, you fooled me once. But listen, I'm gonna get it the second time.
Okay, and she did get that crown. I know that's right. I think I went to that one. That was so cute.
Really?
Yes. Pageants are definitely heavy in the AUC culture, but like she said, do your research or you're gonna lose because they're a big time commitment.
Yes.
So my least favorite memory about college had to be the experience I had with my senior thesis, unfortunately. So most majors do require you to take a senior thesis class. I was an economics major, as I think I stated earlier. So I had senior thesis my very last semester. I had a professor at Spelman who just was very moody and just wasn't very nice. And I understand professors don't have to be nice, but she just really wasn't uplifting her students as she should. In fact, she was kind of tearing them down, and it got to be draining to go to class, go to office hours, and have to like listen to her fuss at you. At the end of the day, I knew that she was doing it out of tough love, but oh my gosh, this is one of the teachers that's been at Spelman since like the 80s and beyond. And so, you know, teaching styles progress, learning styles progress, and I mean, teachers with tenure often don't want to progress with the times. So I get it, but it was a hard experience. I ended up getting out of there, but I was working till the last minute. I was about to walk across the stage, still in Giles, so got through it. But you will definitely have those teachers that you have to just grin and bear it, because there was no escaping having her at least once. So sometimes you have to grin and bear it, but that's when your sisters come in for support. Your older Spelman sisters, like old tests, old papers.
Yes.
make those connections. Okay. Well, that is it for my video today, guys. As you all know, this is a two-part, so I will link this in the bio, but after you finish watching this, make sure you head over to Lovey Loni's page to see part 2, because we have 8 more questions for you all. As for me, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That helps me out a lot. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and let me know what you liked about it in the comments. And if you guys would like to follow me on social media, I'm on Instagram at _JAYBYDAY_Jaybyday. That's me. Don't forget to check out my girl Loni's channel, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.